Hello, I'm John Higgins and welcome to my channel. Today I'd like to bring to you a brief Christmas recital. As many of you would know from watching my videos, I had to make some very unexpected plans to travel due to personal and family circumstances to be able to travel interstate with the COVID border situation. And that meant it was a very difficult and regrettable decision to have to stand down from my commitments at St Andrew's Morwell. However, I'm very thankful that an opportunity has arisen to practice here at Newland Memorial Uniting Church in Victor Harbor, and I'm very grateful to the Newland Church Council and the organist Roger Moulton here, and I appreciate them allowing me to practice here and bring you this virtual recital. And it was all a very hasty situation, so all I have is my mobile phone and my music. I don't have any of my recording gear or even organ shoes, so but I still felt it was worth bringing this recital to you to celebrate the end of the year and the joy of this Christmas season. We have here the wonderful Newland pipe organ. If you see on my channel, there's an organ demonstration video and another video showing the layout of the building and the organ case, which will be interesting to many of you. It has 2 manuals and pedals and 20 speaking stops, although some of those are duplicated on both manuals. And I'd like to open the recital with the wonderful Trumpet Voluntary or Prince of Denmark's March by Jeremiah Clarke. And this is a real crowd favourite and a piece that I never tire of playing. And it's a wonderful opportunity to play on this organ, which has some wonderful trumpet sounds. So I'll open with the swell cornopian, and for the final recapitulation I'll add the unenclosed great trumpet, which is playable from both manuals, which is a very impressive sound in this building. Some of the pieces I'll be playing today you would have heard on my channel before, so due to the time constraints, I hope you don't mind me playing some of these pieces again. They always sound different on a different organ, so I hope you'll find them enjoyable and engaging. So sit back, relax and enjoy Trumpet Voluntary by Jeremiah Clarke. piece to open with, and I hope you enjoyed the both trumpets playing together there at the end. Next, I'd like to play for you Air on the G String by J.S. Bach from Orchestral Suite number 3, BWV 1068. This is a completely different piece, very calm and tranquil and relaxing, but in true Bach style it has some very interesting harmonies and certainly keeps the organist very busy and engaged. Again, a very iconic piece. I hope you'll enjoy hearing this. I'll play the solo line using two of the beautiful flutes on the swell, the 8-foot Lieblich Gedackt and the 4-foot wall flute, and accompanied by the great Dulciana. So I hope you'll enjoy Air on the G String by J.S. Bach. what a wonderful piece by the master J.S. Bach, and an organ recital wouldn't be the same without the works of Bach, would it? Again, changing gears to a completely different style and interesting piece. I'd now like to play for you some excerpts from the 7 pieces in G major and G minor from The Organist by C Franck. And C Franck is one of the most revered and incredible organists and composers in the French style. And you'll hear this music sounds very, very different with a French chromatic style, and the use of the reeds really adds colour and excitement to this wonderful music. So I'll play for you the opening 2 movements, which is the Poco allegretto and the Vieux Noel, Poco lento, and then I'll play the final Sortie, which is a very exciting conclusion to that set of pieces. So I do hope you'll enjoy these masterful pieces by C Franck, and they're for manuals only, but absolutely delightful music, and they're probably some of the most enjoyable pieces that I've learnt this year, and it's a real joy to be able to play them for you today. So I hope you'll enjoy these excerpts from 7 pieces in G major and G minor from The Organist by C Franck. Quite a few page turns for this music, so I'll make sure I'm well organised before I start. remarkable set of pieces, and it's really gripping music, and it's certainly easy to see why C Franck is revered by organists and listeners alike. We'll now take a much more quiet and peaceful interlude with the wonderful Swan from the Carnival of the Animals by Saint-Saens. And this piece beautifully paints, using music, the graceful swan sailing along the lake, the surface of the water on the lake. And of course, it's very much the same experience for me that as the organist, that it might look like we're sailing along calmly above the water, but underneath I'm paddling furiously, particularly with this the busy 16th notes in the right hand. The registration that I'm going to use today is perhaps a little different to usual because only 4 stops are working on the great organ, and so when it came to a choice of the solo line, I've chosen to go with the open diapason on the great, which is perhaps a slightly different registration to what you might hear, but the closing section of this piece I think really needs to be able to have a decrescendo, and the only way to do that is with the 8 and 4 foot flutes on the swell as the accompaniment. And unfortunately at the moment as well, the swell pedal is playing games. You might have noticed in that Franck piece that when I was manipulating the pedal, it wasn't responding correctly from the swell chamber down in the organ case. So there's something not quite right there, but we'll carry on and we'll see whether we get a decrescendo or not at the end. But I hope you enjoy this wonderful piece, The Swan from the Carnival of the Animals by Saint-Saens. enjoyed that even without the decrescendo and a little bit of improvisation on the way home. Next, I'd like to play for you a short improvisation on Stille Nacht, or Silent Night. It's wonderful at this time of Christmas to hear the carols, and this tune is one of the most simple and yet profound, and I'm really inspired by a number of wonderful organists on YouTube who improvise, and I'd like to have a go in my own simple way. Especially it's been inspiring to hear my mentor Dr. Vidas Pinkausis and his improvisations recently, and that's something I'm hoping to learn and study more about in 2022. And it's also a great opportunity to showcase some of the softer sounds on this organ. So I'll begin with the swell strings and the melody soloed out on the great 8-foot Clarabelle flute up an octave to create a nice solo sound. And then I'll bring the accompaniment back onto the grate and play the swell Lieblich Gedakt and flute celeste and the 4-foot walled flute, which I discovered this combination when I practiced. And the 4-foot walled flute seems to enhance the celestial shimmering sound of this combination. So I'd like to share that with you. And as I said earlier, there seems to be a gremlin with the swell pedal at the moment, highly technical term. There was a concert here a couple of days ago, and I believe it started playing up. And at the moment I can't get the swell box to close or open properly, so I hope it will still sound balanced to you and that you'll enjoy my simple improvisation. now we come to the final piece today, which is Prelude in the Classic Style by Gordon Young. And I just had to cut the video because I can't get the swell box to open. I've turned the organ off and on again, and it's now opened a little bit. Well, it's open enough, but it's not fully open. So we'll carry on. And this is a wonderful, exciting and uplifting piece. Very modern composition, but very enjoyable. It has a busy melody line in the right hand and pulsating chords in the left hand and the pedals. Particularly listen out for the transition into the minor key in the middle, and I'll bring on the swell oboe to add a dark colour to that section. And then it finishes very jubilant and triumphantly on full organ. So I hope you'll enjoy this wonderful piece, and if everything goes well, you never know, there might be an encore. So I'd just like to say thank you so much to everyone who supported my channel this year. It's really very much appreciated, and for all the kind messages and support. And I'd like to wish everyone and their families a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And I hope you stay safe. And I'll be taking a few days break on holidays, and I'm looking forward to continuing to share my musical journey with you in 2022. But for now, sit back and enjoy Prelude in Classic Style by Gordon Young. So before we go, I'd like to share a little encore with you. And today I would like to play Largo from Xerces by George Frederick Handel. This wonderful piece of music came from the opera Xerces, where the king of Persia, which is sung by the countertenor, is singing his thanks for the shade of a tree. And this piece always reminds me to be thankful for the little things, especially after a challenging year with COVID and lockdowns and other things. I'm very thankful to be able to play for you today in a church on a real pipe organ. And it's a privilege to be able to have this opportunity and to play for you. And I'd like to dedicate this piece to my grandfather. It's one of his favourite pieces. I haven't played it for a long time, but it is one of my favourites. And I'm preparing it on the run, so I hope it'll come across well and you'll enjoy Largo from Xerces by Handel. The melody line I'll play with the wonderful swell oboe, and the piece opens with the bold, round and tubby open diapason on the grate, and we'll conclude on the great foundations 8 and 4 foot. I hope you enjoy this final encore.